Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. In this one, we're gonna take a look at some rules for variables. We already did that in the previous tutorial, but I just wanted to take out some movement and make it a short video for that. So let's quickly open PyCharm and let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to show you is not in PyCharm. It's a kind of PDF that I created for you guys. It's the rules, and I'm gonna upload it to the web so you guys can access it. So there are some keywords which are reserved keywords, and they cannot be used as the names of the variables when we define a variable. So these are the keywords, and of course you don't have to remember these. Just keep this document handy, and just you will know that I don't create a variable with the names listed in this document, so you don't need to worry about it. And after a few trials, as you practice, you don't even have to keep the document handy, because you will know what the keywords are and where you use the keyword, so you know that those keywords should not be used. Alrighty, so other things we already talked about is we have to start the variable name with a letter or underscore, and do not start with a number, right? And then variable can contain the name. In the name, it can contain the letters, the numbers, underscore, and but please do not include special characters, right? So let's take a look quickly at these things. So let's see, if I want to see all the variables, what other way I have. So I wanted to show you this thing. So import keyword, and don't worry about this import statement, I'll discuss it later, but just to give you a short idea, that it is something like importing a package or a module. So this thing is a module which is already there in Python. It's like a class or library that's built by Python guys, and all the methods available inside a module or anything inside a module is available for us to use. So with the keyword called import, we can pretty much utilize all the libraries available inside this module, and we'll be able to do that. So we import the keyword, and then only we'll be able to use anything inside this keyword module. So I'm going to type keyword dot, and then I can access all the methods available. So it has only these four methods. So if I do keyword kw list, I'm gonna get all the keywords. So this thing returns me, kw list returns me the list of keywords. So if I do this and if I run the code, it's gonna give me all the keywords. So these are all the keywords: false, none, true. These are all the keywords that we listed. So everything that's shown in the document is there, right? So this is one thing that I want to show. So you can access it inside the code as well, so you don't have to refer anything else. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other things. So let's say if I want to define a variable, so let's pick one of the keywords. So and is a keyword, right? And if I try to assign 10 to it, right away I get an error, right? It says some error is there. Statement expected and found and keyword. So it tells us that and is a keyword. You cannot do that really. So that's what happens, right? If I try to do something like that, it's not gonna work, definitely. So it just says invalid syntax. So it doesn't tell you a lot of things here. It told you that this is a keyword up here, but here it says invalid syntax, and it picks up this arrow where the syntax is invalid, so it points up to this line. So we know that something is wrong here, right? So we can figure out that it's an invalid syntax. So if you try to create a variable with a name which is a keyword, it's not possible. Python will tell you. So you don't have to really worry about things, but you will know slowly as you grow into Python, you practice, you will know what's happening. Alrighty. So other than that, let's try to have a variable name with a special character in it. Let's do that, right? And let's give it a value 10. And now let me just try to copy this. Again, this is not possible, as we know. And dollar name, we know that it's not possible, so let's try to print it. It's already giving me this red line, right? So it says that something is wrong. Dollar is interpreted in some other way, so let's put ampersand or everything is, these are all special characters, right? So anything is not gonna be accepted. So if I run it, there's like a lot of issues. It says again invalid syntax, right? So you know that we cannot do that. So this thing is done, all said and done. Now let's take a quick look at something else. So what I can do is I can define variables and I can assign them all in one line. That's one thing I wanted to show you. So if I do this, and let's say print A and print B and print C. So what I'm doing is I've defined three variables A, B, C and given the value of 10 to all of them, right? So that's something I can do. So this is something people might want to do it when they want to save some coding lines. But please do not overcomplicate your code by doing these kind of things if you don't feel comfortable. So just define variables in different and separate lines, and that's what I always do and prefer because I want my code to look neat and clean and easy to understand by everyone. So these are things available, but just use wisely. Don't get confused by your own code. So see, print ABC all gives me value of 10, right? Similar to this, what we can do is we can assign different values as well. So let's say X, Y, and Z. That's what I'm doing, and equals to 10, 20, and 30. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna assign X, Y, Z as different values. So all separated by commas, and the values are also separated by commas. So I can do print X, print Y, and print Z. So if I do that, I can run the code and I can see 10, 20, 30, right? So things are possible. This is also possible. You can do that, but just use wisely. Don't get confused with your own code if you take a look after a couple of months. So I always prefer the best practices. Always, always try to make your code neat and clean and easy to understand so everybody can understand and there's no issues. So it's always recommended. We should write code really clean. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I always encourage and say to my say to anybody who's taking my course, right? So pretty good, all said and done. Practice a lot, the greatest important thing. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for ending this one, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks, guys.